mapayapang isipan. Go palakas, malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Go palakas, hangat na maglingkod sa kapwa't kaibigan. Go palakas, alagaan natin si inang kalikasan. Halika na totoo sa kalikasan at kapwa-tao. Isa buhay natin ito. Go pala, go pala. Sugan pangkalikasan, go palakas.
Pleasant morning.
Hello to you all.
Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Parang biglang lumabo yung aking mga mata. I don't know if it's my vision
I think
or
it's really got, a little bit.
baka hindi rin siguro mata nyo ang may problema. We're
Okay,
just
we're
making
just
technical adjustments here. Oo.
Okay.
Okay.
That was quick. Okay.
Good morning, good morning. Okay, go palakas na naman. Yeah. So we
Yes.
hope that every weekend we can share you information na palakasin natin ang sarili natin sa lahat ng bagay na meron tayo.
Yes.
Alam nyo ba, sa mundo natin, di ba, ang pagbabago that can take place all our life eh.
Tuloy-tuloy.
Tuloy-tuloy.
Changes.
Yung mga transformation, alam nyo, let's say, tingnan natin sa kalikasan, ano? Di ba, pag kayo tumanaw sa karagatan, kunyari, you're next to the beach, right? So you can see the sea, and if you're there during the day when it's sunny, you will find yung init, yung sikat ng araw, at saka yung interaction niya sa karagatan, nakikita ninyo. Such actions in nature, you will find, even in nature, the interaction between the fire, which is the heat of the sun, and water, diba, causes what is known as condensation, transpiration.
Yes. Every day.
Every day.
Causes wind, di ba?
Causes wind, causes waves. Ang daming nangyayari, di ba? With the elements interacting. But this simple interaction has a wide-reaching impact, a broad impact sa buhay ng tao sa mundo na to. Such occurrence will bring about, di ba, clouds. Nagfo-form ang clouds, tapos waves, tapos dinadala yung clouds nagfo-form sa mga bulubundukin na lugar, di ba? Umaabot dun. Because during the day, when there's change between the flow of wind
Yung heat.
and heat, the wind starts to blow towards the shore.
Kung saan mainit.
Kung saan mainit. So the clouds are brought towards the mountains. So, and with that, it's that simple but yet complex process in nature, but a lot of us don't recognize.
We don't notice it.
We don't even notice it. We're not
We're so busy
sensitive to
with other
it.
things.
But you will find the healthy well-being of everybody in the land is totally dependent in such exchanges.
Wow.
It transforms the condition of the land. It transforms people. This is in nature. Kasi if you have such occurrence taking place, nakikita nyo, food can be grown. Water to nourish all the living beings. That includes
We can
us.
take a bath.
Alam nyo ngayon,
The air, the good air.
let's say those of you
We can
in,
cook.
di ba tayo, parang because may climate change, dito nga nagbabago eh. Ay, parang, wow.
Nakakagulat.
Ito yung humihina. This is what's taking place. But yet nature will try to make adaptation and adjustments. Ngunit we as people, we have to understand that this fact that we should not be altering such situation due to our way of life, you know. But ang punto, so today, we want to share with you many things, no? But this is just an example in nature, how certain interaction between the sun and the water, the heat of the sun, has an impact to everybody's life. And it transforms us. Kasi kunyari, can you imagine you don't have water?
No, I can't imagine.
Tragedy
hirap
yun,
naman,
disaster
ano.
Or
talaga.
even if you have water but you only have
So little.
so little.
Yeah.
Wow.
How that will transform you in the way you live your life.
Oh, everything
And let's say,
mababago.
yeah, mababago ka agad. You know? Then, there are many instances na, alam niyo ba, sa buhay natin, marami tayong hinaharap. Marami tayong mga suliranin. These are life's challenges.
Oo,
You know,
natural.
how equipped are we to face the changes that goes on? Because the simple example that I pointed to you that takes place in nature can change our life, the way we live. And if such resource is becoming more unstable,
Kailangan mas matatag tayo.
how would life be?
Oo.
Di
Yan
ba?
yung topic natin ngayon.
Yeah.
How will we face all of these
Yes.
challenges?
Kasi
and
for example,
changes?
hindi ba, meron tayong, in the cycle of life, there are instances sa buhay natin, as a child, we're very vulnerable. Hindi ba? That's why our parents are there to protect us.
Alagaan tayo.
Alagaan tayo, bibigyan tayo ng kinakailangan natin. Then, as we go through our life, nakikita natin, there are many facets of our life that we put ourselves in a very vulnerable situation. But there's always a period of vulnerability. Yung parang, kumbaga you're unsure.
Parang, kaya ko ba to?
Oo, di ba? So, what
We
takes...
are exposed to different things. So
Yes.
that puts us in a vulnerable situation.
Situation.
Yan ang tinatawag nating vulnerability.
Oo.
That we are open.
Hindi tayo in control pa.
Yeah, we're not in
Oo,
control. These
oo.
things are happening to us and we have to
Adjust.
accept and
Oo.
adjust.
Accept
You know,
na
kung
pa.
ano yun.
But many times kasi, as we become adults, you know, we tend to think, we're okay. We can take
At
it.
a certain point, kaya
At a
na
certain
natin,
point.
kaya na natin lahat.
Kaya ko to.
Oo.
But sometimes, hindi ba, meron sa period sa ating buhay, hindi ba? Parang ayaw mo ipakita yung weaknesses mo.
Oo. I'm okay. Laging
Tinatago.
ganoon ang
Tinatago
sinasabi.
natin
Nagtatago.
yung mga
I'm
problema.
okay.
Oo,
Ayaw
nagtatago
natin
ka.
tanggapin na hindi tayo okay. Kailangan din natin ng tulong.
Yes.
So, we need to be honest.
Yes, the word is honesty.
Honesty.
But we should not be thinking that
To be open
being vulnerable
is a bad thing.
is a bad thing.
Oo. It's just natural.
It's
to
a
do
natural
things
thing to
us.
take.
Oo.
And then this will make it so that, what takes place? There's a trait that's so vital here. So na kailangan ng lahat ng tao, no matter who you are.
Pagka
You humble yourself.
Yeah, correct.
It's a quality that is so desirable because in your life, wala nyo, sometimes you think you're so healthy. Naglalakad ka, biglang nasa you know, I'm okay, I'm cool. Biglang napatid ka, natumba ka, na-ankle ka, natapilok ka. Biglang, oops! Nandun lang mga tao, pinanonood ka.
kailangan ng tulong.
Pero minsan, dahil pamacho yung trip mo, parang,
Defensive ka
kakayanin
pa.
ko to. Tatayo ka pa, pero hindi ka naman makalakad.
Huwag tayo defensive. Pag
Yeah.
kailangan talaga
Ayaw mo
natin ng
magpaakay,
tulong.
ayaw
Oo,
magpatulong.
ayaw mo pakita yung may
Kahinaan
something na may
mo.
nangyari
Oo.
sa'yo. Kasi may kwento ako na ganito.
Feeling mo,
Diyan.
admitting
Meron ako isang,
weakness,
nung araw, meron ako isang pamangkin na he was a teenager.
Of course, they
Already.
get to this point na.
He was riding a bicycle, no?
Ang bilis.
Ang bilis. Kasi BMX biker eh. Ganyan, ano? Downhill siya, biglang.
Tapos pag ganyan-ganyan,
May mga
Zigzag.
taong nanonood, kumbaga, may waiting shed na malapit. This was in an institutional, it's in a camp eh. So, ito siya, biglang
Bali-bali.
Alam niyo bakit may nangyari?
Ah.
May biglang, kasi it's like a crossing.
Mm.
Galing sa downhill sa taas.
Intersection,
Intersection eh. So biglang umilag siya. Kasi may sasakyan eh.
Yeah.
So, kabig siya dito, tuloy-tuloy na siya doon sa kanal.
Bali-bali.
Bumaliktad ngayon yung bike niya. Pati siya kasama doon sa kanal, bagsak. Ngayon, then, ang daming tao nakatingin sa kanya ngayon.
Oo.
Alam niyo mo yung sinabi?
Pag tayo niyan.
Kaya niyo ba yun? So, bukol-bukol na nga, may sugat pa sa mukha. Yung pa yung sinabi. Imbis na ipakita niya yung sarili niya na,
Tulungan niyo.
yung, mapakita na, napahiya ka kasi sa may gano'n.
Hindi ba meron din yung nagbabangka naman? True story din, nagbabangka. May butas pala yung bangka.
Oo.
O sabi, wag mong pahalata na lumulubog
Lumulubog na tayo. Lumulubog na pala.
Layo
Makita
pa
mo na
nila.
okay lang tayo sa nangyayari sa atin.
Kailangan yung forma, ma-maintain, yung
Ayaw
image.
So, as you see, many times, this is something that we can take lightly right now, but there are some stuff that takes place in your life. You know, sometimes when we're so used to trying to show everybody that I'm in control,
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay, then suddenly you're rendered sick.
You're
Or
really
there's
not okay.
there's something that's wrong with your body, and you know, kasi if you do not learn this process or you don't embrace a humble nature, may ilalagay mo yung sarili mo palagi sa situation na people will tend to think, he's okay.
Oo.
But
So,
at the same,
alanganin ka.
alanganin din.
Mm-mm.
But yet,
Yeah.
you know,
Part of resilience is admitting that
part
you
of
need
resilience
help.
is you need help.
Kasi hindi rin man alam ng mga tao what you're going
Yes.
through.
You have to
So,
reach out.
parang kung sinasabi yung okay ka lang, di syempre, di okay. Isipin nila, okay ka.
Oo, yung
di ba?
pala kailangan mo ng
Oo.
tulong.
Yung pala kailangan na lang tulong. This is so, you know how it is, sometimes you need to look at the symptoms. Minsan, as parents, if you're raising your children, especially when they're, even as young children or they're teenagers, you will find you're always watching out for something that is unusual
Oo.
in the actions of your child. Because then that will tell you, uy, there's something wrong.
Oo.
But
Kamukha yung apo namin nung isang araw, in pain siya kasi nabali pala niya yung daliri niya. Pero ayaw niya sabihin sa mama niya, tinatago niya. Pero napansin ng nanay, meron something wrong.
Different.
Oo. So she had to
Nakita
find
ngayon.
out. Oo.
Yung pala,
Bali.
bali
daliri.
yung middle
Oo.
finger niya.
Sa kalikutan niya.
Oh, so you know this situation. Sometimes we have to outgrow us. You know, 'cause as children, there are either they want to be matatag, they want to show strength,
Malakas
show
ang loob.
strength, malakas ang loob. But yet, you know, a parent who's sensitive could see that.
Oo.
But as we become adults, if we get used to such ways, thinking, oh yeah, I've been capacitated, I've been given education, I've been raised, I've been educated in the school, I've been titled, maraming ganun eh.
Oo.
So it piles up in your life, so you begin to consider yourself that, you know, kaya-kaya ko lahat ng mga bagay that comes my way. But yet, when things starts to fall apart in your life, you will find, who would be that person who would know? You know,
Magaling ka na magtago kung nasanay ka ng tago ng
sometimes
tago.
you would not tell anybody.
So, it's also important to find yung isang tao na, or sino yung mga tao na pwede mong
Yeah.
i-impart or
That's where-
open up na, okay, I have a
Would you feel
problem, I need
comfortable
help.
telling?
That's where,
Oo.
when you talk about safe spaces sa buhay ng isang tao, this is one of them. You know. So, let's greet everybody else first. Okay, magandang umaga
Okay.
ulit sa inyo. Salditan, good morning.
Good morning.
Gemini Rose, then Cesar from California, yeah?
And Delhi also. Oo.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
And
Yung lakbay buhay. Gulay.
Hello to you all. Oo.
Okay.
Gilbert
Magandang umaga.
Pascua.
Gilbert and
Yeah.
Angelo. Starrel Gallardo,
Mahimbag
good
mabigat.
morning. Dixie Falmos, good morning. Erin
And-
Enriquez and Cynthia of Merga. Alam
All the
ninyo,
way from ano.
Oo, meron ng comments
Cynthia
yung
is
iba.
from Quezon, di ba?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Ang dami na. O, pati si
Ruben
Ruben
Lontok,
Lontok.
mabuhay ko pala ka, sabi. No, mabuhay din sa lahat.
And
No?
Thomas.
Thomas from Angeles, the Maynigo tribe. Baga,
Rosalinda.
Ay, bigat.
bigat.
And from Okinawa. Yeah.
Uy, si Mary Jane Kipas. The sounds of
hello.
the surrounding natural nature is already healing enough, but sadly, more greedy nature is not satisfied. Okay.
Yes, that's why if we accept the fact that we are not the controller here in the beginning pa lang, life will go on, but yet you have the shelter you need to have, Pag pinag-usapan kasi natin ang resiliency sa buhay, it doesn't mean that ikaw yung kahit ang mga sundalo, kahit ang mga general, kahit na yung mga warrior, meron yan, meron yung panahon sa buhay na, oops,
Kailangan tulong, nagtutulungan na.
kaya nga nagtutulungan sila, they work as a group or they work as a
We're
team.
not perfect naman, di ba? We need help at different points.
Pero but at the same time, kailangan din natin ng tatag. Kasi hindi tayo basta bumibigay kasi dahil ang dami-daming mga suliranin sa buhay ng tao na tayo hinaharap. Kaya nga, that's something as parents, or teachers, diba? Teachers or mentors or coaches, this is what they do. They help people, face the responsibilities that come our
They
way in life.
capacitate us.
Yes.
Oo. But another thing, binanggit mo yung mga sundalo natin. One thing we can learn from them, yung kahalagahan ng katapangan. Diba? Kung ano man ang pumunta sa ating buhay, lumitaw na problema, hindi tayo basta give up.
Ay,
Oo, may tapang din tayo na
so,
hindi kakayanin
how
ko
do
to.
you meet, yung mga challenges?
Oo.
One is, the first step sinabi natin is acceptance that
Yes.
there is a problem. Ano na yung mga strategies to be
Yes.
able to cope
Yes.
with this situation?
Kasi, katulad ng may kasabihan, no man is an island. There has to be some, because we all need to be protected in this world. Yeah? So it all means that we have to, kumbaga sa buhay natin, makiisa tayo sa mga tao mismo whose intention towards you is actually to make you a good person, to build you up. Kaya, ang katapangan, katatagan, it's always something that we have to live with na meron tayong dala. So this is so vital. Now,
So, hindi tumatakbo dun sa problema.
Yes.
Not
Huwag
running
nating takbuhan.
away.
Let's
Because-
not hide.
Or deny, yung
Harapin
denial.
natin.
because
Oo.
we're
But to face it
we're gifted with the capacity
with courage.
Meron tayo with courage yan Kumbaga meron tayong kapasidad to be able to make adaptation to the given situation you may be faced with.
And if we don't feel so brave, we can always pray. Saka tayo feeling brave
Nakala nyo ang buhay ng tao, alalahanin nyo.
Prayer.
Alam nyo, parang, bigat naman ito. There's one nature or quality na kailangan natin, alam mo? Minsan kasi pag tayo nag-isip ng ganda or creativity or painting, naisip natin, pag creativity yung subject matter, akala natin, artist.
Art, oo.
O art, di ba? Ngunit, being creative, living our life in this world, we need to be creative.
To
Parang,
meet the
baka-
challenges.
Yes, to meet the challenges.
Parang mga Pinoy, di ba, pag may problema, nasiraan ng sasakyan, di ba gumagawa ng paraan? Teka, rubber band lang yan. Para lang may mano.
Hindi naman masyado yung rubber man, masyadong makamatunan. But anyway,
Sorry, I don't know much about
Hindi, may ganito yan,
mechanics, but it's in thought that you find a way. di
Yeah,
ba?
you have to be creative
Para
and may
may
ingenuity ka
magawa,
dapat. Meron kang common
Creative
sense.
tayo mga Pinoy
Di ba? Kasi,
Pati yung rules, kinikreate natin.
di ba? Parang kunyari, may sinabi, ito yung rules of the road. Biglang sila may sariling version at creativity sila pagdating sa mga ganyan. So,
And to use it in a
hindi
good
naman,
way,
Hindi
okay?
naman gano'n, ano?
So, yung pala
Use it for survival.
creativity comes into problem
Many forms.
solving there.
Right.
Oh,
No,
shit.
It's a
it's-
part of
It's
That's
all
the
part
best
of...
way to solve problems by being creative.
ka.
Oo.
Kasi that's why dito nga yung nagiging...
Kumbaga hindi ka rigid, yung parang
Yes.
dekahon.
Oo.
Sometimes you have to
Yun-
think
yun
out of
nga.
the box, di ba?
So we all need to be able to, kunyari, there's a problem. You cannot just say, ganito lang isusolve yung problema
Oo,
sa
sabi sa
ganitong
book,
paraan
ganito.
lang.
Paano
Hindi.
kung wala, di ba?
You have to
find
be
a
able
way.
to, alam mo, if you're in the field of, kunyari, di ba, yung mga, there are those in the field of work where they're into, ito yung mga paramedics.
Yeah.
Ay, oo
Rescue.
nga, sa rescue.
Mga rescue.
Oo.
Not every situation is the same.
Yeah, at saka minsan wala kang dalang gamit for that specific
Right.
problem.
Tsaka,
You have to find
every
a
person
way.
is different. Every person you will rescue is different.
Oo,
Kasi,
oo.
minsan, pareho yung kaso, pero iba naman yung reaction ng pasyente.
Oo.
Iba yung
Merong
mental
takot,
state,
may
iba yung
matapang.
ang daming, kahit na pareho yung issue, pero the situation is different. You cannot
yeah.
just say, oh, I'm prepared for this.
Yeah.
But you can just as, you
Halimbawa,
know,
hysterical, ano?
Right,
O
ang
bata, iba
Right.
ang handling.
kunyari
Matanda
kids,
na.
or
Oo,
matanda,
sobrang matanda.
same case. Pero, oops, I need to approach this differently.
Yeah.
This is where you need to be creative
Oo.
in the field of work you do. Or even at home,
Oo.
wherever you are. You know, being
Halimbawa, may
creative and
sunog, how are you gonna
open-minded
deal with
is
that?
always a vital thing. Kasi you cannot never say that I'm always prepared for whatever, even if I've covered my spaces. It's important to be doing that way, but asahan ninyo, lahat ng bagay hindi magiging pare-pareho ang dating sa'yo.
At
Kaya
saka
dapat talaga may creativity.
some people think it's only money that will solve a problem.
Ah, yeah,
Okay,
hindi
let
totoo.
bumili lang tayo ng
Oo,
ganyan,
oo.
mag-hire lang tayo ng ganyan. But, you know, there's ways you can solve a problem even without spending money or very little money.
Oo.
In these recent times, you know, di ba, yung wala pa yung mask
Oh.
during the
Ikaw, meron naisip dyan.
Meron yung mga iba. Oh, we have to be very creative what to use.
Iramin kay Mrs.
You have to figure things out kasi on the next safety first eh.
Yes.
You have to be,
Oh, yeah.
kunyari, sasabihin lang, N95 mask.
Oh.
I mean, who can afford N95
Yeah,
mask?
no.
And
Mahal.
even if I can afford it, where do you get it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, kaya,
Tsaka kung may pera ka bang pambili.
oo.
There was one of our friends that there was an accident on the road, nakita niya, and bleeding yung tao. Wala siya ng mga bandage and everything. Napkins. Meron siya
Ayun,
dalang
sanitary
napkins. Yun ang
Actually, that's
ginamit
very
niya.
good as part of
Very
your
good.
first aid kit.
That's
Kasi
the first aid
very,
kit na
ano
ngayon
yan,
yan eh.
madami siyang
It's all part of the
ma-absorb.
first aid kit and emergency kits now kasi
Oo.
gosh,
Cause,
gauze yan, ano? Yung pwede niyang, it works.
yeah.
Kasi it absorbs moisture.
Tsaka kahit manipis,
Kaya pala pag may
nakaka-absorb ng
first aid
marami.
kit kayo, tapos may sanitary na, bakit napunta yun dito?
That's really
Hindi.
important.
Bona
It's
fide
actually
genuine
part of
ano
it.
yan.
Yes.
Ano part? Paraphernalia yan.
Yes.
Diba?
So,
O kaya, creativity is very important.
para
Again,
maano natin,
Kasi alam nyo, on the bottom line yan, yung,
makasurvive
alam nyo yung
tayo.
common sense?
Yeah. Hindi na kasi common eh.
Crucial yan. Kasi alam nyo, that's why in life's experiences, it's always very important to let, you know, sometimes when you're a parent, you see your child, oh, nagsumasakay na ng bisikleta, yeah, biglang tumba. Ang mahirap dyan yung, pinasakay mo nga ng bisikleta, sunod ka naman ng sunod. Dapat wag tutumba. Wag tutumba.
Dapat
O kaya,
experience niya kung paano hindi
siguro,
tutumba.
sa atin, ano,
We will remember.
ilan sa atin sa mga nanonood ngayon o mga kasama natin ang marunong umakyat ng puno.
Marunong ako niyan.
Marunong.
Ah,
Yung mababa lang.
ay, baba. O, kita nyo?
Maraming sanga.
Yung maraming prutas, makakaakyat ako.
You know? Kaya, alam nyo, kaya ako
Find
binanggit
a
yun.
way.
Ang dami nating kabataan ng puno, nakikita lang nila online. Ang prutas,
Kasi ayaw
nakikita
na
lang
nilang
nila sa...
mag-climb ng tree.
Wala, ang dami ganon.
Nakakaakyat. Oy,
Exactly.
alam ko yan, nagkabisita noon dito from another country, walang mga puno. Hindi nga talaga marunong kahit pumitas ng
Ay,
butas.
ano yun, galing sa Middle
Oo.
East siguro, walang puno.
Alam nyo,
Galing
yung mga
Hong Kong.
ganyan, minsan
Kasi minsan sa eskwela, wala na silang puno, takot yung teacher mahulog yung bata.
alam nyo, meron pa
Paano
nun.
sila matututo?
Meron pa nun, hindi ba ngayon? Dito nga sa amin, dahil surfing capital itong San Juan.
Yeah.
Alam mo yung mga may kaya, kagandahan ng surfboard.
Oo,
Pag ganito
mahal
raw
yun. Mga
pag ganito
surfboard
raw yung
na yan.
pag ganito raw yung alon, ito yung surfboard na ilalabas
may
ko.
Specific board
Oh, meron
yan.
silang specific boards, ganyan. Tapos nakita mo yung mga locals na doon sila lumaki. Sila yung mga naging ano sila,
Mga
naging
bata doon sa
naging lifeguards, sila na yung nagtuturo ng how to surf. Na-transform din yung buhay nila eh. Pero alam nyo, minsan yung boards nila
plywood.
kung ano-ano na lang, pero
Yeah.
nakita nyo, alam mo,
Meron plywood,
Alam niyo-
meron yung styrofoam.
alam nyo, usapan dyan,
Kanya-kanya.
simple lang eh.
Oo.
On the end of the day, yung galing mo, yung practice mo, at saka kahit na magaling ka, pag wala ka naman ng puso sa ginagawa mo, hindi,
Ah,
hindi, kahit anong ganda ng board mo,
Totoo.
nasa galing yun ng tao,
Oo.
ng rider. Sa
Rider.
diskarte niya.
diskarte niya.
Mm.
So,
Correct.
alam nyo,
Yan kailangan natin, may diskarte.
yan, hindi ba?
Mm.
Kaya yung being creative sa lahat ng bagay
Oo.
sa mundo na to, we need to have such openness to figuring out. There's not only one reason to do certain things.
Mm.
You have to, alam nyo ito,
Or one way.
or one way.
Iba-iba ang
Alam nyo
ways.
dito,
Oo.
kunyari, I listen to some of my workers, I know some of my workers are very creative,
Oo.
sa kanilang gawa ng woodwork. But sila rin, titingin din sa'yo. So magpapasahan kayo ng pareho niyong, sige, ganito yan, ganito yan.
So may openness.
May openness, makinig ka sa kanila, makinig.
Sharing.
Oo, tapos so ngayon,
sharing.
sa tingin mo, pwede yung ganyan. Sige, gagawin natin na ganito. Tapos, alam mo, okay, hindi ka agad tapusin, Experimentohin natin, titingnan natin yung proportion, ganito. But, alam nyo kasi, yung tanaw, importante. Yung how you see it on the end of it.
Your point of view.
Yung point of view.
Oo.
So, creative You need to be
Yes.
creative with what you're trying
Saka,
to come up with.
Pagka creative, open
Open to
to
You're
ideas.
not thinking you know everything, but you're willing to also explore kung ano sasabihin.
Yes.
Kahit
Open.
empleyado, mas mababa sa iyo sa position, sa rango, whatever.
Hindi yun iisip
Yeah.
yung position.
Inaano mo yung
Oo.
inputs and it's to build something nicer, improve the
Yes.
work and everything.
Yeah, plus, you
So,
don't end it right away.
You work together.
When there's creativity kasi,
Collaboration.
yes,
Oo.
there has to be that. And then, you know each other's limitation and strengths, but yet you will rely on one another to come up with a product that you are pursuing na gusto mo. Uy, ganda.
So parang may flow,
Right.
Nobody's going against the flow. They're going with the
In life,
creative flow
this-
and the ideas and
Yun,
everything.
yung,
Tulong-tulong.
alam niyo yung sa task ka, kailangan yan, you're in a, yan
Parang you're on a roll.
you're in a role.
Yeah.
Kaya sa buhay ng tao, di ba, how do you start your day?
Mm.
Di ba?
Oo.
How do you put your whole thing in a proper mindset,
In the
That-
right perspective.
in the right perspective, and throughout the day you'll just be going with the flow with things that takes place. Now, sa buhay ng tao, in any aspect of it, you want to be in a role,
Yeah.
going with the flow.
Yeah.
Now, reaching towards the goal that you have for that very day.
Mhm.
Did it make me a better person? Yeah, the flow cannot just, you can't just be, okay, I'm just going with the flow, but alam mo, may mga flow, hindi mo alam kung saan ka dadarin.
Wrong.
Yung
Wrong
pala,
flow.
yung pala, yung mga
Wrong
flow mo,
direction,
bahana pala yung aabutan mo kung saan ka
Septic
mapapadpad.
tank
Di
ang
ba?
flow.
You know, so,
I mean, the flow has to be going along where you're going.
yes.
The right direction naman.
At saka also the idea there is you don't want to stagnate. Ayaw natin
Oo.
yung nabara na, yung parang
hanggang
hindi
dun
ka
ka
na
na
gumagalaw.
lang.
Parang,
Parang
Ayun.
I'm used to this, so ito na
ito
lang.
na lang.
Oo, we
Yeah,
should
plus,
know when to change.
You know, when there's creativity
shift.
in your action,
Mm-mm.
the flow becomes a lot smoother in your life.
Yeah.
Smoother. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Kasi
Hindi
there'll be
bangga.
obstacles. How do I make it so that my flow is moving? Kasi you'll be faced with different obstacles in life.
But one thing is like to be like water, di ba? The
Yeah.
water flows. Kung may mabangga siya, he finds another way.
Ah,
Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
Mm.
Nice analogy yan.
Yeah.
Oh. At saka ano
That goes
natin.
with our humility also that we're saying.
Oh, at saka hindi ba
We're in
sabi,
the lowest
kaya nga sabi
point.
ng ibang tao, move on.
Oo.
Move
Yes.
on tayo.
One has to be very,
Don't get
kumbaga,
stuck somewhere.
ito yung isip na you're always, kumbaga, you're so open-minded with things that you need to do. So that brings about optimism to you. Hindi ka masyadong
yan importante
pessimist,
yung
palaging,
optimist.
hindi
no?
pa nag-umpisa ay, walang mangyayari sa ganyan. You know,
May
o kaya,
pag-asa siya na
alam mo,
bubuti ang mga
hindi ba sa buhay may mga
mangyayari.
nasa salubong tayo, may dating sa'yo, meron silang suliranin or they're struggling with something, you know, but the fact that they're openly sharing it with you, that they're showing you, I'm vulnerable.
Yeah, they're asking for help.
They're asking for help. So, what do you do? Yeah.
Tulungan tayo.
If you're a type of person, okay, let's look at the flow of things here. But there's two of us, you and me. You know,
And
If it-
also, God,
Oh.
di ba kasama nyo?
Right.
So may
There's-
way.
Yeah, there should be a way.
We won't
Especially-
be stuck pag ganun.
Right.
Lagi mahahanap yung daan na dapat.
sa daloy ng ating buhay, di ba, may landas na tinatawag.
Yes.
Siyempre, a person with deeper purpose, mataas ang hangarin niya.
Oo nga.
Kaya kahit na may mga obstacles, for as long as they can, I'm in the path that I'm pursuing.
Alam mo yung goal mo.
Alam mo yung goal mo. Eh. So, things may be difficult, but yet,
Things will work out in the end.
right.
Yun, optimistic. Hindi lagi na lang madilim.
Kaya dito, kailangan natin yun nga, huwag tayo mag-isip na di kahon.
Ayun meron dalawang klaseng mindset. Yung isa, yung growth mindset. No? Yung talagang sa kanya, pwedeng mag-improve, pwedeng mag-grow.
Yes.
Yung isang mindset naman ay yung fixed. Yung sinasabi natin,
Rigid.
sarado na yan. Nakakahon lahat.
Okay, marami sa ating nakikinig. O kaya makasama ngayong umaga, ang dami nilang nasishare din. Anyway, batiin natin din sila, no?
Ito sila doers. Hello, Miguel Vargas.
Miguel Vargas, good morning. Alam nyo, the more you do, the more you become very creative, the more you develop common sense,
Yes.
the more flow you have.
The more you flow.
And
At madami kayo tuloy.
And every experience that you do, every day is a different one sa buhay ng tao. Kahit na pare-pareho yung activity ninyo.
You learn something with each
Learn
hour.
something new all the time.
Hindi ba?
And look, now the doers are linked with a link. This is another group, no?
Environmental group din yung...
When you do things, you end up with more links kasi you meet more
your network
people.
grows.
Yes, your network.
And then the more your network grows, the more you can learn. You can learn experience. You get experiences from somebody else in another who's doing the same thing with like-mindedness.
Mind mo, lalawak ang iyong network.
Field of activity, di ba? Ayan si Vina Pasqua rin, tsaka Marilu Galang, si Deserva, bumabati sa atin, and Paul Dizon.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Vina, courage is resistance
To fear, mastery of fear, not absence.
From Mark Twain.
Courage is resistance to fear.
Roland Galang and of course Miguel Vargas, they just had an activity with the
And Jay
new group.
also has something to say.
Thank you very much for sharing very fundamental knowledge, and yet it is influential and most effective things to do. Yan.
Okay, yes.
Miguel reacted. Yes, he's saying,
Yeah, we
basically what we
collaborate.
share with everybody, because no matter
we
what.
collaborate and more exchanging of ideas.
Yes.
So, yan, tama.
See, let's say you come, ito nga, kaya nga binanggit ko yung kwento nung unang, in the beginning, yung how things transform in nature. It's the same with the person's mentality and his consciousness. Kasi he will see things differently than another person. But yet, you can learn from one another.
And also, I think the optimism, kasama na rin dyan yung faith natin. Faith that, the Lord is there to support, to protect, and this gives us courage, So, yung optimism natin, it's not optimistic tayo, yung looking at your own capacity, but also looking at the capacity that is, we grow in due to our faith. So,
we know somehow things will work out in the end. It will get better.
And even if it doesn't completely work out, kung yung ang
according to our thoughts,
according to our ideas and
so.
plans, still we have that acceptance of what
we have, kumbaga,
we're learning
that courage to accept that I know what my limitation is.
Yes.
That I am not perfect. I'm prone to making mistakes. And then at the same time, this shows your vulnerability. So you these are all intertwined in the way we live our life and how we respond to things.
Pero even if we don't completely, like yung plano natin or yung gusto nating mangyari ay nangyari, even if it doesn't happen, still as a person, we grow.
Yeah, kaya nga yung transformations, it takes place.
That's the success. Yung,
in nature, yung
internal success.
In nature, if we begin to limit how we see things, we don't, or we want to show strength all the time. This is where things begin to not be so clear in how you perceive things. For example, when you're doing like what Miguel is doing and his friends and volunteers, they clean up the beach, right?
Every day.
They do a regular cleanup of the beach. They pick up all the trash. Such actions has an impact to the very process that was mentioned on how the sun and the water interacts. And it brings about so many types of changes in
The
nature
regularity
that affects
brings
all
with
of
it.
us.
Mm.
That affects all of us. Eh?
Yes.
So how, and every person, every tree, every plant, every bird will respond and react to such transformation or occurrence in nature. It's taken differently by different living beings.
Plus the residents of the ocean, hindi ba?
Ah.
Yung mga aquatics, mga ganyan.
Kasi-
The
Affected,
plants.
oo.
What they do in the
Yeah.
ocean, even in the beachfront,
Yeah, in the beach.
right? What you do then has an impact to the ridge areas sa bulubundukin, which the ridge will have an impact again dun sa ocean front.
So everything is connected.
Everything,
talaga.
there's connectivity.
If you're doing the right thing, then good things happen.
right.
Oo.
So that's why it is so important to see the world and to be creative with it, because we have our own limited capacity to see things. But yet, when there's several of you, or you have, kumbaga na may clarity sa pag-iisip mo, may
Sometimes
balance,
you can't
may...
see it, but somebody will show it to you.
Yeah.
Oo.
Plus, ang motivation rin ng mga tao when they do such service is also compassion.
Oh,
Hindi
yan.
ba?
Yan. We
Yung,
really need that also,
concern,
ha? Oo.
caring, hindi ba? Parang, yan from the heart.
Yeah,
Not just having a creative
yung-
skill, but from
yeah.
the heart.
And that's really
Oo.
necessary as far as resilience is concerned.
Alam mo,
Katatagan,
most of this
no?
creativity and katatagan natin, kadalasan yan sa lalim ng buhay ng isang tao. Eh.
Mm-mm.
You know, so hindi kayong umagano, alam mo yun, namemeke eh.
Ako, eleksyon na. Meron
Alam mo.
tayong makikilala mga tao.
But as far as compassion is concerned, tingnan mo, kung nasa bahay ka lang, like during the pandemic, nasa bahay ka lang, naawa sa sarili mo, walang mangyari, di ba? Pero like yung mga lumabas doon na decided, gawa tayo ng, ano yung
Community
pantry.
Oo.
Di, lumakas ang loob nila to help others, lumakas yung movement, yung caring for each other. So that helped until today.
Yeah.
You know, in the resilience of everyone involved.
You know, you will see that it is your love and concern, and that's where your strength is. Alalahanin nyo,
Yeah, from that
when
caring,
being,
you gain
when
strength.
you're being deeply loved, yeah, by someone, and that you're sharing this love to others. That's where, kumbaga ano, either your compassion, nakikiramay ka sa mga compassion na meron ng tao binibigay sa'yo. Just as where do you first experience that love in your life? As a child, meron ka niyan eh. Namumuhunan ng magulang mo siyan eh. So yung pagmamahal na unconditional yung gawain sa isa't isa sa pamilya.
Tulungan.
Hindi
Ang
tayo...
compassion, para siyang malalim na balon di ba? Parang you can always draw strength from it. No?
At saka it makes you also sensitive to people who are in need, you know. And it makes you also creative. It makes you want to think of different ways
Plus,
to
we're
help
all,
them.
kumbaga
Pero
ano,
yun din, it makes you move. So,
Oo.
it makes you flow, you know.
Yun nga. So,
So,
talagang, it's
konektado.
really all
Yeah.
connected to each
And
other.
in helping other people, you're also helping yourself.
Yes.
Hindi ba?
Oo, syempre, mas maganda ang mood mo. Mas maganda yung tingin mo sa nangyayari.
you know, actions that, let's say, some of our
Really,
volunteers
they all
like who are
come
listening to
together.
us, yeah. If you do some like a volunteer work, either to help a person in need or to do volunteer work for taking care of the environment or other living entities, it has a far-reaching impact.
Yeah.
Kaya yung tanaw niyan, wag mo lang ililimit sa basurang pinupulot mo at that given day.
Yeah.
But the impact of this, it will have for the future of others. Kasi when you actually are experiencing such, kunyari you feel, I need to be giving something to share something. Because I know that, first of all, I'm responsible for many of what I do. And I feel this strong urge to help others. Kasi ito yung nature ng pagmamahalan kasi. You know, it's an exchange thing. It's a give and take thing. So, kaya pag tumulong ka, tutulong ka lang sa pulot ng basura o tumulong ka sa community pantry o nagluto ka. Alam nyo, even yourself, that transforms your life.
Oo. Kwento mo kaya yung sa million likes, di ba? That started long ago.
Alam niyo, meron ako,
Oo.
ewan ko kung naikwento ko, there's this, sila they're junior high school sila.
Oo.
You know, they're like,
It started when they were in junior high school.
it started yung
Oo.
Million Lights project, no? Alam niyo yung Million Lights na yan, nakita nila during may sakuna, when there's a typhoon, ang
Siyempre,
dami.
walang ilaw, di ba? Problema
Di ba?
lagi.
Very vulnerable ka sa dilim, wala kang ilaw, may pamilya ka, sira ang bahay mo. There's so much that you will...
Yeah, there's
Wow.
danger around you.
I know, I'm very vulnerable, the family is vulnerable, the town is vulnerable, and dami is experiencing such impact in their life. So, you know, this group of classmates and friends,
Oo, sa school lang sila naisip
they decided
nila
to
gumawa ng
come
paraan.
together and let's do a fundraising even amongst us. Yung funding.
Oo.
Mali,
Wala pa
sila
nga yung
lang.
term na yun eh. Nag-isip lang, sige, tulungan
Nagbigay-bigay
tayo,
lang sila, tulungan
kanya-kanya.
tayo.
A
Bumili
little
sila.
bit from their allowance.
Yeah,
di ba?
bumili sila ng mga solar lights.
O ilan lang, konti
Ilan lang.
lang, yun lang na kaya nila.
Tapos biglang narinig ng Ever Ready.
Oh. Oo, yung gumagawa ng ating mga flashlights, mga baterya.
Alam nyo? Now, from Ever Ready,
malaking siya,
now it
program.
became a big program called A Million Lights
Oo.
to provide solar lights to those families that are quite vulnerable, na wala silang kuryente
Oo.
or
Yung mga
kinakailangan
naging
ng ilaw.
bakwit dahil sa disgrasya.
Actually, even sa rural areas, there are still mga areas na walang ilaw.
Kaya,
And I remember
maraming
my
walang ilaw.
daughter-in-law, sinasabi niya, pag umaakyat yung tatay niya dun sa bundok, kasi dun na nakatira sa bundok, Petromax ang dala-dala.
Oh.
Sa gabal ang Petromax, hindi ba? Ang
Hindi,
hirap
tsaka-
kaya.
hindi, tsaka ano yan,
Tsaka
ito
hindi
sila,
siya,
Pero yung
alam niyo
Solar
sila,
lights, hindi siya healthy.
lumalim yung naging gusto nilang mangyari. Sabi nila, we want something that is environment friendly and that will help everyone. Yung hindi ka na, kumbaga kung solar, init mo lang, ilagay mo lang sa araw, then sa gabi may ilaw ka na. And each light is small. It's a small solar lamp that can light up
At least
A
a little
room.
house.
a living room.
Oo.
Eh, alam mo na yung resulta? One of the people, ang daming nagsasabi, sir, thank you. At least ngayon, nakakapagluto kami sa gabi ng tama. Ang dami nangyayari.
Nakakapag-aral.
Nakakapag-aral yung mga anak namin.
At saka
Tapos,
hindi na sila humihinga nung fumes ng kerosene.
fumes ng kerosene.
Kasi kerosene is the one they use. Minsan nakakasunog dahil doon. So now it's
so,
safer,
you know, this group, hanggang ngayon, ginagawa pa rin nila. Palaki na ng palaki.
Yeah, even in the last, yun, Maring,
Maring,
ang dami namin natulungan, namigay kami ng solar lights. So this is from compassion and creativity. Ang dami natin matutulungan.
So, meron din sinabi si Sid de Serva, caring and compassion asks, doing to deep into
Well
of our caring and listen to how we most need to care for people.
yes.
Sabi rin ni
Leonor.
Leonor,
Mm-mm.
wishing you all a very peaceful, safe, and healthy life ahead with full of blessings. Greeting from Lola Bebe.
Yes, hello, Lola Bebe.
And Adira Goranga says hello. Okay.
So, you know, again, we're running out of time here, di ba?
Ha,
So I hope we
always.
can, whatever we shared this morning is, you know, something that we have to be introspective with in our lives. And
Let's work on growing these qualities,
yes,
to help
let's
us
embrace these
be
qualities.
resilient.
And you know, it has a profound effect in our lives, our individual life. If we embrace such openness,
Hello.
right? Such creativity, the qualities of humbleness, you know, the resilience come naturally.
Okay.
And it will, so when a problem or a challenge comes our way, don't think negatively, problema na naman. It
No.
can be quite an
Kaya
opportunity.
natin to dapat.
It can
Yeah,
be an
Oo.
opportunity.
It's an
to grow.
opportunity to be of service or to be, you know, hindi sa
Kumbaga,
all the problems kaya
exciting
natin,
kasi
but it
new
makes
things can happen.
life more meaningful.
Meaningful with purpose.
With
Ay, ang sarap.
purpose.
Oo.
So, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Oh,
Time's
sige.
up for us.
Bye-bye.
Francis,
Francis, yan.
Francis, you take care, ha?
Francis.
Okay.
Alaga ko yan, no?
Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
See you next
Take care.
Saturday. Bye-bye.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, go Palakas! Haribo